Hello everyone, Cricket Star Boy Tyrell Ordain back with another video. Hope you guys are all well and in very good health. Both the Indian Premier League and the Pakistan Super League are resuming this weekend after all of the hostility / tensions that happened in both India and Pakistan within the last week. The IPL is set to resume on Saturday. As for the PSL, it is also set to resume on the same day. A total of 17 IPL matches will be played across 6 venues starting on Saturday and culminating with the final on Tuesday, 3rd June 2025. The revised schedule includes 2 doubleheaders which will be played on 2 Sundays. The playoffs are scheduled as follows: Qualifier 1, 29 May, Eliminator 30th May, Qualifier 2, 1st of June, and the final on the 3rd of June. So the final, which was originally supposed to take place next Sunday, has now been pushed back by a week and a half. As for the PSL, it will resume also from Saturday when Peshawar's Zalmi takes on Karachi Kings at the Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium. The final of the 16th tournament will be held on the 25th of May at the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore. On Sunday, 18 May, at Pindi Stadium, there will be a doubleheader as the Multan Sultans finish off its lackluster campaign against the top form Quetta Gladiators in the afternoon match, while Zalmi and Qalandars will go head-to-head in the evening clash. On Monday, 19 May, Islamabad United will face off against the Karachi Kings in the last group stage match of the event. And then the action all ships to Lahore, where the first qualifier is scheduled for the 21st May. Eliminator 1 and Qualifier 2 will follow on 22nd and 23rd May respectively. All matches will begin 7:30 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time, except for the evening game on Sunday, which will start at 8 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time, beg your pardon. The first ball of the afternoon match, also on Sunday 18 May, will start at 3 p.m. PST, which is Pakistan Standard Time. For those of y'all who wasn't following what was happening, let me tell you what went down with the whole hostility / tension. So you all may remember that 5 armed terrorists killed 26 civilians at a tourist site in Palagam, which is on the Indian administered Jammu and Kashmir. Sorry about that, guys. The incident occurred in Palagam at a tourist site, which is in Indian occupied Kashmir. Then what occurred was hell on earth. What transpired on the 23rd, a standoff emerged between India and Pakistan, sparked by the attacks the prior day. The standoffs were then followed by a diplomatic crisis which emerged between the two countries as India accused Pakistan of sponsoring the attack. Now, in the beginning, they did not say if Pakistan was behind it. They were calling for investigation, but then India, as normal, start the blame game, just similar to the whole Israel-Palestine crisis, which we will get to later down the line. When India accused Pakistan, they intimated the explosion of Pakistan. They then expelled diplomats from Pakistan, recalling its own diplomats, staff, and also suspended visa services, closed its borders, and announced its withdrawal from the Indus Waters Treaty, while Pakistan quickly denied any involvement and instead urged for an international inquiry, as what I just pointed out, which Delhi promptly rejected. Pakistan intentionally responded with trade restrictions, closure of airspace and border crossings, and suspension of the Shimla Agreement. India's Cabinet Committee of Security also strongly urged Indian citizens to avoid traveling to Pakistan and call on those currently in the country to return at the earliest opportunity. Between the 24th of April and 6 May, Pakistan and India engaged in skirmishes, including cross-border firing and intermittent artillery shelling. On the 7th of May 2025, India launched missile strikes on Pakistan, which was codenamed Operation Sindoor. According to India, the missile strikes targeted the military groups Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba According to Pakistan, the Indian strikes targeted civilian areas, including mosques, killing 31 Pakistani civilians. In return, Pakistan said they had downed a number of Indian jets and damaged Indian infrastructure. There are a number of misinformation campaigns across both the country's media outlets following the strike, mainly both on the Indian and Pakistani media. You know how worldwide media at times love to be biased towards India compared to the Muslim world, which is always biased towards Pakistan. Now, as a up-and-coming journalist myself, you have to be very impartial and very unbiased compared to most of the journalists you're seeing globally, especially those in India, which are very biased and anti-Pakistani. Now, I'm not putting any anti-Indian or anti-Pakistani in this video. This is about what happened. And coming back to the incident, I did make a referential with regards to what happened. Just like the ongoing conflict with Israel and Palestine, where most of the Western nations, the US, Germany, UK, France, Italy, Canada, Australia, etc., have supported Zionism, which is the Israelites, compared to the entire Muslim world, including Belize, Bolivia, Colombia, Nicaragua, Bahrain, Chad, Chile, Honduras, Jordan, etc., have shown their support for Palestine. Excuse me. In this case, just like with Israel, the US have strengthened ties with India in recent years, along with its allies Russia, Israel, France, the UK, Australia, Italy have shown support for India. So as Japan, Afghanistan, and Iran, who were against war crimes Israel committed against Gaza/Palestine. As for Pakistan, they have the backing of China, Turkey, Azerbaijan, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Malaysia, Indonesia, Egypt, Morocco, etc. Now I'm going to say this is something I've been seeing on social media for the last week or so, especially on my Facebook. I have always had said, and even on both Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, I condemn this shameful act of genocide. Furthermore, I'll go on to say this now: no form of violence is okay, and retaliating would just make the situation even worse, like what happened last week. We stood with India and Pahalgam, Indian occupied Kashmir and India. We stood with you all when the attacks occurred, but when it comes to retaliation, there are boundaries and limits. Violence is not the answer, neither is genocide. And what India did in retaliation, what India did in retaliation was very similar to Israel attacking Palestine and Russia attacking Ukraine. End quote. Moving away from all the politics, and let's talk about last night's Chicago PD episode, season 12, episode 21, which is titled Open Casket. And in this episode, intelligence ups their pursuit of Deputy Chief Reed as things escalate, and Reed shows himself to be a formidable opponent. Voight finds himself battling his own instincts. But I want to touch on the last scene in the episode, which I find was absolute chaos. Now, everyone knows there's going to be a massive fallout with regards to intelligence trying to find dirt on Reed with regards to him covering for criminals. The massive fallout I'm going to talk about, which will lead into next week's season finale, which has brought back shades of season 6 finale, where Adam Ruzek was arrested for misconduct. This time, in this current storyline, Dante Torres was arrested and Kim Burgess suspended. Plus, I made a comparison of Deputy Chief Reed to Brian Kelton and Catherine Brennard from season 6, as those two were corrupt figures. For those of you all who didn't see a couple of last season's episodes, you may remember there was a controversial season 11 storyline involving a romantic entanglement with informant Gloria Perez, who later became a drug ping, putting Torres and Burgess under scrutiny. Now, my prediction for the season 12 finale is that Torres gets bailed out, Burgess gets her badge back, and furthermore, she and boy toy Ruzek are getting married, which was not featured in last night's season finale. For more for next week, but several outlets have already released photos of the wedding, and I already know for a fact they are going to spoil it. Just a reminder, there are no spoilers. Let's hope that there's massive ratings for the season finale. That's all what we the fans want. Before I go, there was a question on Facebook asking, do you foresee a West Indies win in Ireland or in the UK against England? Now let me say this, it'll be very difficult in England for the West Indies team, but as for beating Ireland, they should not take the Irish for granted. Remember what happened in the Caribbean 3 years ago where they lost 2 matches to 1 in Jamaica, and that series in 2022 saw the Irish capitalize on West Indies' inconsistent batting, which has been a long time issue, with the visitors' disciplined bowling attack led by Andy McBride taking 12 wickets, 10 across the series, exposing West Indies' vulnerabilities against spin on slower conditions. Against England, West Indies will face a very tougher challenge due to the home team's dominant record in one-day internationals, having won 15 of 34 matches against Windies historically, with recent data showing England batting average on home soil 41.2 compared to West Indies 29.8 in the last decade.